This is June 2nd, 2016, Edible Acres. Whether this is a continuation on the chicken compost feeding, compost generating progress, or just a basic documentation, I'm not sure. But what you're looking at, this is the last like 2 hours of work just using scraps laying around. This is an upgrade on our composting system. The intention will be that this will be a red wiggler worm production facility. Our chickens have been seeming a little scrawnier than I'd like. Their breastbones are a little pronounced, just a touch, and so I really want to up their protein in a really serious way. We'll get more grain to them, but I'd rather do it in a more natural way or a more productive way, generate compost while we're at it. And so this is just some sections of roof metal cut all to 30 inches because that's what 2 of them were, so the rest were cut to that. Roofing screws put through with the backer of wood, and then I scraped an area kind of relatively level, laid a thick layer of hay, and then put down hardware cloth and other random scraps of metal fabric to keep rats, mice, voles, whoever might want to eat our worms out from getting under. That's a little patch over there. That section had a piece missing, so I might have to put a screen on that at some point. And then what I'll do is have tarps that go over this with weights on strings to keep them taut, and we'll just add in one section at a time, you know, middle all the way down, and be able to harvest red wigglers throughout the season to send over to the chicken yard, which you're familiar with from other videos, I'm guessing. And so it's a way to kind of generate fertility on the site outside of the chicken yard. I figured it's easier to manage this if they're not constantly swarming me. And this is where we had 3 separate round bins, which I just disassembled today. Those are them sitting over there. And those are fine enough. And now that's the compost mellowing and aging. I'll probably seed that actually to squash and okra and try to capture a crop while it matures. But that's our fall fertility. That'll be what gets us tons and tons of high quality greens this fall. But managing 3 separate bins, a little bit more annoying than one solid bin. So we'll have to just figure out the logistics of accessing this and harvesting from it. Each of the long sides has a little twist tie of metal. I can undo that, and this panel will unfold so I can access everything from over here. Likewise, that flips open and everything can come out that way. So this is a couple solid cubic yards of compost that this can generate at once. And with the roofing metal, I've got rodent protection, insulation from wind, and then I can bank a bunch of hay up against this and have this be productive through the winter as well. I've tried to design it so that it can do that for us. I'm going to pause here and then show another angle for providing more protein, more minerals to our chickens. So not all that much to look at, but this is a really simple project based on some videos that I found. I think it was Northwest Redworm was one of the YouTube people that I found, and just some other folks. It seems like a standard design. This is for a black soldier fly larva production, and it's just made, you know, between just on the other side of the gate, the composting setup, that was about $1 or $2. This is about $2. So 2 different strategies for generating food for our chickens. And very simple design. I'll show you the inside and maybe it'll make sense what's going on. Just give me a moment. Okay. So there's some hinges. That's a board with a silage bag stapled on the sides. That gives me waterproofing. And then the inside of this is just plywood ramps that are screwed in, and then this is sealed with heavy duty tape. The middle has some screen and a plastic funnel that focuses whatever drippings come out down into this bucket, which will catch, that'll be the compost tea from this system. And the idea is these are the black soldier fly. They just came today. I'm not sure how well this camera is going to be able to focus on. It's just a little camera phone thing. Let me poke around. I just saw them in here a minute ago. These are literally new as of a few hours ago. I know they're in here somewhere. Maybe you can believe me. I see a few larvae in here. This thing won't focus on them. I'm going to work out the kinks as far as how to feed these. Right now it's just wet sawdust at the bottom, and then I put a bunch of bran. I'm going to add a bunch of fresh veggies tonight. I think they're pretty sluggish unless it's warm, so I'm going to have to get that figured out. And the idea is every 4 days the larvae want to leave, and they climb. They drop through a hole straight down to a bucket, and we harvest that out and feed it to the chickens. And what I was reading is that the protein is about, I think, 40%, some crazy amount, and tons of calcium and magnesium. I'll do an update on this once it's warmer and I've got some fruit and things going so you can see them. But if you search for black soldier fly, you can find a bunch of videos of people showing you teeming piles. Mine's in its infant stage. But yeah, so that's the way both the red wigglers and the black soldier fly. The intention will be to feed them all summer with that, but then also keep an eye towards dehydrating these things and making a protein meal that's available to them throughout the winter. So we'll keep you posted as we figure these things out, but these are just 2 more strategies for keeping it on the low cost and tight feedback cycle. I'll close that lid in a minute. And so yeah, these 2 systems right near each other. One last little thing. This has been a lifesaver for us this season. So we got a rainwater catch, and then this is where we get all our water to water plants. It's our aerated compost tea bubbler. A little tube goes to a $15 aquarium bubbler inside the garage. And this has got a burlap sack filled with comfrey and nettles, dandelion, compost. And then there's a whole bunch of blackstrap molasses and seaweed and fish emulsion in there. We've been watering all of our seedlings with that. Sorry, this is the video of many things. And you can see, got some pretty happy, luscious plants going here. These are some perennials for my nursery work. But check out some of these annuals, ready to get out and transplanted. So, yeah, really dialing in the fertility loops on the property and trying to understand all that a bit more. And we'll get a video of this soon, but this is the new, I guess, Edible Acres 2, where my girlfriend and I are farming on 0.6 acres. I'm trying to make a go of that, so we'll get into that more. Thanks for watching. Take care.